Hi, my name is DAnella, and this is my theater technical portfolio. I'm going to start off with showing you guys my costume section. For Radium Girls, I worked as assistant costume designer. I was able to work with the lead costume designer as a collaborative partner. We were able to work together to tell an effective story with this character that you see on the screen. We were able to work together to find something that was able to show her youthfulness as well as her boldness. One of my favorite things about this character was the ruffles that we used, and we found that worked well for her, that we actually carried through each of her costumes. I was able to create this hat that you see in the center of the screen that she wore throughout majority of the show. Continuing on, as you can see on the right, this was one of the sketches I completed, and I was able to fully design this costume, and being able to fully design his costume and being able to make changes along the way that were needed. It was a really good learning experience. Being able to change things due to time and or what we had in our collection was a really good learning experience, and being able to have that creative freedom with this character and this costume, and it was a really good learning experience, as well as just being able to have that freedom and being able to tell that story that worked really well. Here are a few production shots from the show. I worked as the wardrobe head for the show as well, and working on the show backstage was a really fun experience, making sure that in the end, like before actors went on stage, making sure everything looked how it was supposed to, making sure that costume designer's vision was on stage and that everything looked the way it meant to in the end. And it was a really fun experience as a whole. I worked on 12 Ingagers as an assistant costume designer as well as accessory designer. Working as an accessory designer, I was able to pick sweaters, ties, watches, shoes, every little detail that helped tell a character's story. And for each character, I was able to pick these little details that helped tell the character's story. In the end, it was little things that helped motivate the character. For this character, juror number 3, it was a little handkerchief that he can use, or his tie, making it a red tie that helped show his anger that he had. Red is the color of anger, can be a color of anger, and that's how I thought. One of my favorite characters to pick accessories for was juror number 9. He was the older gentleman in the show, and being able to pick the sweater and a bow tie was something I found very interesting and fun. Being able to find those little things that help show age and actually being able to pick more older aged items that we had in our collection was a really fun process for me. And I just found the whole experience for the show just to be a really fun process. Here are a few production photos from the whole show. It was just a really fun process overall, being able to learn and do and find these pieces that help tell the story and that worked for each character overall. For Night Mother, I worked as the lead costume designer. It was a full student design show, so I had full design freedom on this show, and it was a really fun learning experience for me. I was able to fully design this show with full creative freedom, again working with the director, but have full creative freedom. Me and the director worked really closely together on this idea. She gave me her concept, and I was able to pull what I had from that, and we were able to have an idea. I did make a little adjustments along the way, pulling from what I was given in after crew watch, and the little adjustments were made, and this is what we ended up coming up with. We took a few things away and adjusted to a few things, but I was really happy with the final thing. It was a fun learning experience because being able to think quickly and being able to take things away and or add things was a really fun experience, and being able to learn that quickly was just something I never knew I needed and something I love being able to do and learn so quickly. Dumb Waiter again was another fully student design show that I was able to collaboratively work with the director on, and we were able to find pieces that worked to tell the story. This one was a little more of a harder process because when the directors came to me, they told me that they wanted one character to look bigger and the other character to look smaller. And as a designer, I was a little more hesitant doing that because I didn't know what to do, in all honesty. And after a lot of experimenting with costuming and experimenting with finding costume pieces, I started finding my way, and I found pieces, and I got more excited, and I found pieces that worked and told that story, and I found pieces that made one look bigger and one look smaller, and it told the story that needed to be told, and it told it perfectly in costumes, and it came out perfectly. Because of the Lapon Agile, I made this little denim jacket that she's wearing, this little corset back. It was a really fun experience. My professor at the time, she gave me this project. She's like, I want to make this corset back. She gave me some direction, and I did it, and it just came out in a really fun way, and I'm very proud of how it came out. My next section is my makeup section, something I'm very passionate about. For Radium Girls, again, I worked as a hair and makeup designer. It was a process I found so much joy in doing. In the 1920s, people took pictures to their hairstylist of how they wanted their haircut. Women would take hairstyles that were cut to their ear, and we didn't want to do that to our actors at the time, and so we decided to use wigs. And it was a really fun process to use wigs, something I had a lot more control in of how to style them and what styles to use. We did a lot of finger wave wigs as well as makeup. We did 6 stage with a few H lines here and there. And it was a really fun process finding wigs and makeup that worked on each character, and the whole makeup and hair process was really fun. We did glow in the dark makeup. That process again was also a really fun process and a really good learning experience, finding what worked on stage and what work didn't, finding what would be safe for actors and what wasn't safe. I made sure that everything we used was safe for the actors and that nothing would harm them. Christmas Carol, again, I was hair and makeup designer. It was a really good learning experience because for this show, it was a filmed version of it. We also used clear masks. And for this show, making sure we had makeup that didn't move under clear masks and that looked good on camera was a really fun learning experience. For the Ghost of Marley, we originally had a different color in mind, and it did not look right on camera, and so we had to change it. And this color looks blue in these photos, but on camera it actually ended up looking more gray, which is what we envisioned, and it told the story we needed it to, and it didn't move under the plastic mask that we had, and it told the story we needed to, and it was a fun learning experience, making sure that everything looked good under these masks. No exit hair and makeup again, was all basic stage makeup. Wigs were such a fun process. Everything was so fun in this show that it was just a really fun process. Special effects is one of the things I love to do. I love using non-mediums such as flour, glue, paper, toilet paper, paper towels, things that aren't latex and or spirit gum that you can find in one of those kits. I also love doing theoreticals. These are just a few things I love to do. I love just having fun with makeup. I also love directing. It's one of the things I found a passion in for the last year, something I love doing. I assistant directed Tuna Christmas this year. It's such a fun process being able to collaborate with the director and being able to learn from them and being able to work so closely with someone to put on a good show. It's something that I love doing. I just love being able to put on a good show. 24-Hour Play is a show we put on in 24 hours where students write, rehearse, and direct a show in 24 hours, and it's just a fun process. Lovesick is a show that I was able to direct a scene from. It was one of my first things I've done, and it's still something I love that I did, and I'm still so passionate about it. I love doing it. That is my portfolio, and thank you for your time for watching it, and I really appreciate it. I hope you guys have a good day, and I appreciate you watching. Thank you.